Hi and welcome. My name is Cindy and I am part of a project called Los Animales de la Playa. If you've been following us on Facebook or Instagram, you know that we are some Burning Man burners who decided to tackle some Burning Man art, and so that you can see a little bit more than maybe what you're seeing in the social media posts that I've been doing. And yes, I know I'm terrible at it, but I'm doing the best I can. So bear with us as I do mistakes, typos and misspells and poor angles of people. I'm sorry in advance, but I got a great angle of our Burning Man that we made here on our property that is about 20 feet tall. So he's pretty big. So we do have a little bit of experience with creating things. So we thought, well, let's try our hand at doing some Burning Man art. And what I'm going to do now is interview the team members who are doing most of the work, most of the heavy lifting, the carpenter Lester, and the head artist Mark, and Scott, who's doing all the electrical. But there, as you know, there's more than that. We have Andy, his son, who's doing all the art, for example. We're building four animals that are rocking horses, and but they're rocking animals. Anyway, we're going to be building those, and we want them to be adult sized so that you can kind of feel like a kid, because when you're at Burning Man, it is kind of like a big kid adventure. You're like, wow, ooh, ah, ee, and you get to climb things. So that's kind of what we expect, is people are going to climb all over these, and we want to make sure that they're rock solid and that no chance of them breaking when we're on the playa, which means that we're going to have to transport them more in one piece and then pull them out, and that's probably going to be part of our biggest journey, is getting them to the playa. Anyway, so what you're about to listen to is the interviews that I'll interview these team members, and see kind of their perspective on what they're doing and why they're doing it. Is
51 weeks out of the year, I'm Scott. The other week, I'm Pigman. So this will be my 12th time going. So, first time, I don't remember it detail. I remember I went up midweek. I drove it by myself because everyone else was already there. And we were part of Barbie Death Village. And it was awesome. Had a great time. It just blew my mind.
what made you or inspired you to build Burning Man art?
So, my wife and her brother came up with this idea to do this art. And it sounded like fun. We want to do this. We want to do this. We want to do this. And I'm part of the group. So I'm like, okay, they do their share, I'm going to do my share, so let's make this happen. So the inspiration was supporting my family. The art that's there is awesome and inspiring, and I've seen things that I could never have imagined. So why not be a part of that? Why not add to that and do something else that's crazy?
In your opinion, who whose idea? Who started this first?
I think Mark did. Hostelgado.
Delgado. I think I agree with that statement. Uh, well, so maybe you could tell us a little bit about our team, according to you.
So our team. So Mark, who's my brother-in-law, is the visionary. It was his thoughts, what he put together. He was inspired by the rocking horses that we saw in the Malecon in Puerto Vallarta, and then by the different types of Mexican folk art. He starts talking about that with his sister, who's my wife, and they start going forward. What about this? What about this? And then I was chiming in. Well, we could do the crazy paint job, and I can do the lights like I do on the art cars and make them all crazy too, because a lot of times art is only super cool during the day or only super cool at night. So now we're going to have something that hopefully is super cool every day. People are going to ride on it. Some art, they say they want it to be interactive, but I'm like, it's cool, I like it, but I don't get the interactivity of it. Ours is very simple. You're going to sit on it. You're going to ride it like you're a 6-year-old.
Uh, and how do you think the building journey is going so far? How do you feel about it?
It's interesting because in addition to Cindy and her brother, Lester, Shrek, Chester Hardbody, whatever he happens to be calling himself that day, is like the master builder, right? He has all the woodworking knowledge and stuff. So he's got his way he wants to do stuff. Mark has his way he wants to do stuff. And even though I don't do the heavy work they do, I have my ideas of how I want to do it. So it's kind of moving back and forth and figuring out who's working and how it's fitting and listening to each other's ideas. The first figure that we've got mostly done, I think, turned out awesome. And so I'm excited to start working on the next ones.
And tell me, what do you think is your biggest concern for you with this project? We're already in May, and like you said, we've built...
Budget. Budget. I was in charge of coming up with the budget. I way underestimated it. So we're going to go way over budget, which is, money out of our pockets or more money we're asking people to donate. So that's my biggest worry. I'm not worried. Mark has pulled off some amazing art cars, so I'm not worried about his design ideas. I'm not worried about him being able to deliver. Lester, the same thing, has delivered crazy stuff.
He built us a man.
Yeah. He built a 20-foot tall man that 3 years later is still standing in our weather. I mean, these guys can do it. I've done my lighting, so I know I can make that work. But it's costing a lot more than I thought it would, and so that's really the hardest part for me, is that part.
So, what are you looking most forward to in this burn?
I really want to see people's reactions when they see our art and when they get on our art. We had it out for my birthday party this past weekend, and the kids were fighting over it, who got to go on it first. Then the adults were on it, and people were just going crazy, rocking it back and forth, and they were just pure delight. So I want to see lots of people just have that delight. Just, they walk up, they see it. I've had art at Burning Man that struck me both whimsically and emotionally, and so I want to see people get that same kind of emotional charge out of our pieces.
Shirt, and hopefully you guys are saying, wow, that looks so stylish. I want one too. I know they're crazy expensive. That's because there's a donation built into this. This is my husband. I am Cindy, as I introduced earlier, and we're looking forward to interacting with more people, hope more burners. I mean, this channel is going to be specifically focused at people who are going to Burning Man. That doesn't mean that you can't support us or at least enjoy the journey with us. Maybe get a little terrified like we are about the journey. Like I said earlier, my biggest concern is the logistics of how we're going to get it here. Getting home, I'm not as concerned, because if I break something, it's not going to be so bad, because the party's over. But getting it there without damaging it and making it so that everyone can enjoy it is my biggest logistic worry. So there's a few of them. Truth is that Scott is the one that made us do this. He was trying to pretend that it was me and Mark. We were just chatting, saying, wouldn't it be cool? And then all of a sudden, Scott says, yeah, I'm going to enter it into Burning Man and see if they're going to give us any support. And they did. And for us, we actually didn't believe we'd ever get like an honorarium and a little bit of money to our project. So we actually weren't really planning to build it, but turns out, yeah, we're going to build it.
All right. What is your name?
Haas Delgado.
What is your Playa name?
Haas Delgado.
All right. Mark Ramos. When was your first Burning Man?
2014? Maybe.
All right. What was your most memorable experience at Burning Man?
That's a hard one. Going out to the playa for the first time.
All right.
At night.
What made you or inspired you to build art at Burning Man?
Thought it was a challenge. Yeah.
What prompted you to actually do it?
I don't know. Why not? Why not?
Tell us about your team.
I got a great team. I got woods guys. I got art guys. I got wire guys. I got electrician. there are only like 4 guys. But still, we can do it all. It's a good team we assembled. And we do group hugs when we get together.
All right. How do you think it is going so far in your building journey?
We're on schedule.
Fi-
Yeah, on schedule, I'd say.
What is your biggest concern about your building?
Not being on schedule. Yeah.
Finally, any thoughts you want to add for the people?
I'm just trying to make something that's going to be fun for everybody to take lots of pictures on and have a good time and enjoy themselves. That's what I want.
Perfect. All right.
My name's Lester Crawford. You want my Playa name?
I would now love to hear what your Playa name is.
Crawdad. It's Crawdad or Shrek or Chester Hardbody. So whatever which one you like.
Okay. So then let's talk about your favorite Burning Man experience.
My favorite Burning Man experience. I don't know. I have really so many experiences I cannot think.
Well, what was your first Burning Man?
Okay, the first Burning. Oh, yeah. First Burning Man, 2007. No, it was 2006. I showed up on a Wednesday. I got there late, and my brother was there, and he took me out to the playa. And said, "Let's go, let's go!" So we got on our bikes and we rode our bikes to the playa, and there was a huge battle going on with the Star Wars people. They had somebody brought boxes and boxes of sabers. So there was Burning Man. There was about 1,000 people out there fighting with swords. So that was kind of fun. And then we went and attacked Center Town. We all got on our bikes and the cavalry went and let's get Center Town. We went in there and started. Well, we never found Darth Vader. Nope, no, he wasn't around anyway. A lot of Ewoks though.
All right, so maybe you can tell me a little bit of what prompted you or inspired you to make art for Burning Man.
Well, I saw all this crazy stuff out there, and then I said, hey, that looks really cool, but you know what? I can do that too. I've been doing woodworking since I was a child, and I like to make weird things. And I said, hey, there's a lot of stuff, half the stuff there, I could have easily made myself, but I just said, well, do I have to go to that side of the earth or the other side of the earth? So I said, well, let's go to the other side.
All right, let's get you on track. What prompted you to actually do it?
People, friends, family say, hey, Lester, you can do that. Lester, you can build that. You can do anything. You could build anything.
Whose
Yeah.
idea
And,
was
it was
it to do?
probably Cindy Hadley. Yes, of course.
Whose
She
idea?
pushes me.
I want to say it was Mark's myself.
And she said, hey, you can build anything. Build anything and make it work, and people will enjoy it.
Well, tell us a little bit about your team.
The team.
Who's your team? Who's working with you?
Well, we got Cindy, who's one of the organizers, and the PR lady, of course. And then we have Scott, who's a lighting technician and also the fundraiser guy. And then we have Mark, who is the welder, does the rocking part of this program, and some other, and the art. And he has his son Andrew, who did all the designs actually on the computer. The computer, they push the buttons, And so they have a little mouse too. And so, and then me, I'm a carpenter, cabinet maker, and I can build anything they basically want me to do. And I say, okay, fine. I'm a little grumpy about it and stubborn, but I'll do it. I'll do it.
And what is your biggest concern about building this art? What are you most concerned about?
People not breaking it. When people get
How
on
do you think it's going so far?
people jump on this thing, and they're not gonna break it. Oh, this thing's solid. I made this thing out of 4-inch redwood.
So your biggest
solid.
concern, you would say, is safety.
It's safety. Yeah, safety third. Burning Man people, safety third. As a former ranger, safety third. So
You think it's going okay? Are we on schedule?
we're on schedule. I just want to make sure that not even a baby would get hurt on this, or an old person like me. So
So what are you looking forward to on the burn this year?
looking forward to many happy faces, many good experiences, lots of bacon, and lots of compliments. There you go, compliments.
Yeah, keep the compliments coming. It'll keep us going. Any other thoughts you might want to share?
No, just hope we just bring enough bacon. That's it.
And like and subscribe this video.
Please,
Subscribe
yes.
and like this video.
Please,
And
please
tell your
help
friends.
us out. Volunteer if you can. Please donate to this cause. Otherwise, things won't go as good. But you know what?
Maybe buy a shirt.
Anytime you buy a shirt or give us a little donation, we can make better stuff and more stuff in the future. And maybe next year, even something even more grand than what we have here presented for you today.
Let's just see if we can pull this one off.
I'm guaranteed nobody's going to get hurt on my rocking.
Yeah, turn around so they can see the back of the shirt. Again, it's very comfortable.
Yeah.
And that's a 2X in case anybody's wondering
2
what
X's.
2X looks like.
And come on down for breakfast. I cook a good mean breakfast every morning.
Yes, come to the Muchos Amigos campsite.
Pancakes, coconut pancakes, banana pancakes, you got it.
Okay, what's your name?
Captain Corn Dog.
What is the playa name?
Oh, that was supposed to be Captain Corn. Andrew Ramos, aka Captain Corn Dog. The mightiest. Next question. Please.
When was your first Burning Man?
This is my first Burning Man.
What are you most excited about doing at Burning Man?
Anything, really. Seeing everything in action. Wearing my shirt.
What made you or inspired you to build art at Burning Man?
My dad. And also, I just love art. I can't help it.
What prompted you to actually do it?
Once again, my dad. He had a job for me, and he enlisted my services. Had to join.
Tell us about your team.
My team? Only the baddest, illest mothers on the planet. You got my dad, you got my aunt, you got my uncle, you got my other uncle. You got everybody under the sun.
How do you think it's going so far in your building journey?
Don't tell anybody, but it's going a little slow. We're on our way though. We'll get it done.
What's your biggest concern about what you're building?
Just getting it done on time. Sometimes, my dad doesn't have infinite time, so you got to do it after work. You got to do it on the weekends. It's a lot of work.
According to you, whose idea was it to do this project?
I don't know. My aunt and my uncle, I think. But then my dad relayed the message to me, so it's lost. It's lost in translation. It got dark.
Fine.
My final thoughts. No thoughts. Captain Corndog signing off.